President Biden was just hit with some nightmare news, where now some are saying that this is completely detrimental to his campaign and can hurt him in the upcoming election. But what it is doing today, it is now putting his integrity and his statements severely into question. Because what is taking place today and over the past few weeks is now very, very serious, and millions of people are being put in danger. I want to explain what's going on, and I will do that in just a moment. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So what was this nightmare news that President Biden was just hit with? Well, it's coming from multiple fronts and multiple sources, and it has to do with the influx of migrants into the United States. Not only are we seeing migrants coming in from Mexico and now from Canada, now the big concern is we are about to see Haitians come into the United States because they are having a crisis over in Haiti. But that is just, again, the start. I want to show you some other things. Look at this. It says border officials see a massive new surge at the U.S. southern border. We have seen over the past few days, we have seen an average of about 7,000 to 8,000 illegal entries into the U.S. daily. 7,000 to 8,000 people per day. That is crazy. But I want to also read you this, because this is the big concern. The migrant crossings along the southern border increase as officials prepare for larger spikes. That just came out today. But I want to read you this, that what the Border Patrol is saying. Look at this. It says Border Patrol agents recorded approximately 140,000 migrant apprehensions between official ports of entry along the U.S.-Mexico border last month. This is up from 124,000 in January when unlawful crossings plunged, according to U.S. officials. They also say another 50,000 migrants were processed at ports of entry where the Biden administration is admitting those who use a government mobile app to secure an appointment, you can now enter the United States. Now, back in December, we saw over 300,000 migrant apprehensions. This doesn't include gotaways, people that were never apprehended and just ran. No. 300,000 in December. Well, that was actually the early parts of December, because right after Christmas, you really see those numbers drop. And then come January, February, normally and historically throughout the Biden administration, throughout President Biden's presidency, you see that the numbers drop. And they did. 120, 140,000 over the last couple months. Right? That's a big difference from over 300,000. But now they're expecting this is going to increase. They're expecting the numbers are going to spike. And that's going to be detrimental to the Biden administration, and especially his presidential campaign. But here's the thing that you really need to be concerned with, is what is going on with Haiti. Well, here's what we know. It says catastrophic. The U.S. worries Haiti crisis could exacerbate migration. It says the instability of one country impacts all countries around it. Now, just so we know exactly where Haiti is, let's look at that. Let's look at that on a map. Here's Haiti over here next to the Dominican Republic. Okay? So in order to go from Haiti to the United States, which is right over here, and you can see the corner of it right over here. This is the edge of Texas. All Haitians have to do is jump from here to Jamaica, over here to the eastern part of Mexico, and then they travel right here in Mexico, and they can make their way into Texas if they're brave enough, or they can go into Arizona and also California over here on the left. So again, it's a little bit of a trek coming from over here in Haiti all the way over here to the U.S. southern border, but it is something that they are very concerned with. Now, I want to show you one other thing. Okay, I actually want to read this to you as well. Look at this. It says lawmakers are warning a catastrophic situation in Haiti may worsen the migrant crisis as a loose alliance of armed gangs threaten to seize control of the nation where the acting leader is missing. It says gang violence has plagued the Caribbean nation for more than 2 years. But the crisis has escalated in recent days when armed gangs overran 2 of Haiti's biggest prisons, released thousands of inmates, and tried to take control of the country's main airport. That was very concerning. Watching videos of those things happen, very concerning. But why is this Biden's problem? Well, this is exactly what the Mexican president stated months ago. The Mexican president told President Biden and the Biden administration officials told them directly that this is going to continue to happen until we have stability in other countries, until the United States is providing funding to entice Colombian citizens and the Colombian government to keep Colombians in their country. Do the same thing with Ecuador. Do the same thing with Haiti. Do the same thing with people over in Turkey and Senegal and China. Entice people to stay there. Help those economies. Help those governments keep their citizens there so they stop making that long trek up to the U.S. southern border. Well, guess what? This hasn't actually worked because the Biden administration cannot find the funding just to secure our U.S. border. They can't find the funding to pass a budget for this next year, for fiscal year 2024. And they're trying to figure out if they even have the money to do some of President Biden's main priorities. As of right now, they don't. But here's another concern. It says migrant on terror watch list was arrested illegally crossing the Texas border prior to President Biden and former President Donald Trump visiting, and that was last Thursday. It says Texas officials nab Carlos Obed Yepes Bedoya, a Colombian national, on the FBI terror watch list. That is concerning because how many people cross into the United States that are not caught, not apprehended? There's hundreds of thousands of them. And if those hundreds of thousands of people continue to try crossing into the United States, maybe they get caught. Maybe once in every 5 times they get caught. They're going to keep doing it. And as we see more potential terrorists or actual terrorists that are on the watch list enter into the United States, it increases the threat here on U.S. soil. So, President Biden is having a very difficult time because how does he pass any legislation? He can't, and Republicans know this. Republicans know that this immigration crisis, this migrant crisis that we're currently facing, the funding shortfalls that we are facing in major cities like New York and Chicago, which they are now starting to deport people and get them out of their city because they do not have the funding, they don't have the resources, and they cannot keep them. So all this is happening, and Republicans know that if President Biden, if he does not get this under control, he is going to lose in the upcoming election. So why would Republicans try to fix this situation? They're not going to fix it by doing a 50-50 deal and a kind of halfway agreeing on what Republicans and Democrats want. Republicans say, no, give us our deal, give us our bill, secure the U.S. southern border. Do that, and then we will pass that bill. But we're not going to implement other Democratic priorities that are going to cost U.S. taxpayers even more money or keep the U.S. southern border exactly how it is. They're not going to go for that. And so again, this is a nightmare situation for the Biden administration because if they can't do that, their only option is to have some type of executive action. And if the Biden administration does that and it doesn't work, this will completely backfire for them and will hurt them and all Democrats in the upcoming election. So, just wanted to fill you in on what's going on at this time. Again, it's a major crisis, a massive crisis if you ask me, and this is still unfolding. It's just the beginning. This is not the end. So, we'll see what happens moving forward. All I can tell you is I will be here every step of the way, and I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.